Hello, everyone. This is Vara and Emmanuel from Canberra. We'll walk you through the program today. I'll do the introductions, and there'll be about 15-minute speech by the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji. And then in the end, Emmanuel will lead, walk you through a little meditation session. So welcome all for making the time from wherever you are. So this will be streamed on YouTube as well. If you're joining in from YouTube, welcome.
Hi, everyone.
So we'll get started with the basics of Sahaja Yoga. With this slide. So the knowledge one can gain in Sahaja Yoga is vast. So we'll try not to cover everything today, but we'll just focus on the fundamental aspects of Sahaja Yoga. So the root of Sahaja Yoga starts at the base of the spine, and we call it the sacrum bone. The Greeks actually started calling it the sacrum bone. In the Eastern philosophy, it's called the Kundalini, and we equate it with mother. And we call her the mother because she's she knows you as a human being, the individual you, who is the only one possibility in the whole of the universe. And she knows your so-called weaknesses, your strengths, and so on. And she knows it really well when you're born, and as we grow up in the society, depending on our way we live and so on, the Kundalini, you can say, can get clouded, and it gets more clouded as you lose your connection with the Almighty. A simple example is that kids, children, especially kids, they know how to share. They also know how to grab from others. So they live in a very, very simple frame of mind. And then as the good habits are taught, in Sahaja Yoga terms, we call them good conditionings. And as bad habits are learned, sometimes taught, that connection weakens. So the aim of Sahaja Yoga, using a process that we call the self-realization, is to remove those clouds. And the process of self-realization has been made possible in a very simple way by Shri Mataji, who you're seeing on the slide. So her philosophy was that traditionally people used to go to the forests, lock themselves out there, leave the family, live a very austere life to reach the depths of meditation or silence. Now, she felt it was not fair for only the few to know that knowledge, and not the whole of humanity benefit from it. So she came up with this very simple technique, using which, as I said, you help yourself with her guidance in connecting the Kundalini energy from the base of your spine to the divine through the path against the gravity. So it's going from the bottom and then to the top. There are a few obstacles to reach that. One obstacle is that if your energy centers are out of balance, for example, the first energy center is about innocence, second is creativity, third is peace, fourth is confidence, fifth is diplomacy, and the most prevalent quality that we can relate to is the forgiveness, which is at the forehead level. So, for example, for whatever reason, if that energy center is caught up in that moment of time where you're dealing with your life, or because of some past where you're not able to let go some situation or person, the Kundalini comes there and gets stuck. And once the Kundalini gets stuck, it requires a little bit more time for that to unknot that energy center and for the Kundalini to continue its journey. So that's about chakras. The other one is the other aspect is the channels. So there is a center channel, there's a left channel, and the right channel. So these represent your present and past. These represent your future, present, and past. So if you're spending a lot of time in your future, obviously you're not in balance. You're bending towards your right, so it doesn't help the Kundalini to go up. Same with the past. So if you are bending yourself towards the past, the Kundalini, it's not amenable for the Kundalini to go through the path that it would naturally follow. And then one small last detail is that if you look at the chart, you see these colors, different colors in the fingers. You will never see a yellow color on your finger. That's not what the chart is saying. What it's saying is each energy center is represented in your finger. If you see, the yellow is center number 2. So as you learn the little processes in Sahaja Yoga, you would learn and experience the state of those energy centers in your fingers. So for example, if for some reason your center number 2 is not in balance, you would feel that there's a bit of discomfort in that fingers, and you would learn how to clear that and get into the center state, which is the present state, and then progress with your life in a less complicated way than before. So that's really the bones of it. And Shri Mataji started Sahaja Yoga in the 1970s and has traveled all over the world. And she has given us this, you could say, the gift of her speeches. So you don't really have to depend on us, the people who are running the programs in our interpretation and so on. You could really listen to the source of this knowledge and experience it firsthand. So what we'll do now is put our feet on the ground, both the palms on the lap. Close our eyes. Put our right hand on top of the head and come into balance. When I say come into balance, what I mean is try and bring your life force or attention to this point in time, so you can pay full focus on what Shri Mataji is going to explain. When you're ready, you can bring your hand back to the lap. Keep your eyes closed. And slowly open your eyes and listen to the speech.
to know that truth is what it is. We cannot conceptualize it with our human awareness. We cannot order it. We cannot manipulate it. We cannot organize it. It is what it is, has been and will be. And what is the truth? Truth is that we are surrounded, or we are penetrated, or we are nourished, looked after and loved by a very subtle energy, which is the energy of divine love. The second truth is that we are not this body, this mind, these conditionings, this ego, but we are the spirit. You don't have to accept what I'm saying blindly, because blind faith leads to fanaticism. But as scientists, you must keep your mind open and see for yourself what I am saying. If it is so, honestly, you must accept it. We know so much through science about our civilization, our advancement. This is the advancement of a tree which has grown outside very much. But if we do not know our roots, we will be destroyed. So it is important to know about our roots. And this is what it is that I would say are our roots. As you can see, there are 7 centers within us. And these subtle centers are placed in the spinal cord and in the brain. These cater to our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual needs. On the physical side, they manifest the energy for the use of our plexuses, which look after our physical problems. That is on the right side. The energy which is supplied by this yellow line, a subtle channel, we call it as the Pingala Nadi. This supplies energy for our physical and mental actions. So this is the power of action within us, which also caters to the right sympathetic nervous system. Another channel you see on the left-hand side is the channel by which we desire, put our energy to our desire. So this is the power of desire and looks after our emotions. This is the one looks after our conditionings also. At the end of these 2 channels, they create 2 one on the right side crosses over, and the yellow balloon that you see is the ego, is the balloon of ego that we have. And the left-hand side one, which conditions our mind, is the balloon of superego. As we start growing in age, by the time we are 12 years of age, these two completely meet and the soft bone in our head becomes completely calcified. Now there's third energy within us, which is in the center. And this central energy is the one which has made us human beings. And these centers are the milestones of our evolution. So now the last jumping is left out. It has reached up to the limbic area. Now, only thing is it has to break through the soft bone on the head and break through that, which is the actualization of baptism. Baptism is not an artificial thing. It is an actualization. But the energy that does it is, we call it sleeping energy, in the triangular bone called as sacrum. That means the Greeks knew that this is a sacred bone, that they called it sacrum. This energy has to rise and break through that fontanelle bone area and connect us to that subtle divine power which we have never felt during human awareness. Thus, we get connected to this divine power and we start feeling it on our fingertips. It is described in the Quran that at the time of resurrection, your hands will speak and they will give witness against you. That is, you start feeling your own centers. These are 5, 6 and 7 centers, and they indicate what's wrong with you, within yourself. What's the problem? Also, you can feel the cool breeze coming out of your head. Cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. Because this sleeping power, which is called as the Kundalini, Kundala means coils, is the power of pure desire within us. So now we have this kind of a mechanism within us existing. Now this is a living process of evolution. And we must understand that we don't pay for living process and we can't even explain it. Because when you take a small little seed and put it in the Mother Earth, it germinates by itself, spontaneously. You don't pay to the Mother Earth anything. And when it germinates, it grows into a tree and produces thousands of seeds. So in that little seed, the map of all the things it was going to create is there. How it works, we never ask this question. We take all the things for granted. We don't even ask the question how this wonderful eye of ours is made like a camera. And that how we are programmed within ourselves like computers. You see, this is the color. You don't have to think about it, it's there. Through our sensory organs, how we find out things, we never question it. But to answer now all our questions, we have to become the divine computer. And that's why we have to be connected to the mains, I call them, as the people who are self-realized, the people who have got their spirit in their attention. When the attention is enlightened through this happening, then you can see the absolute truth. Like supposing you are holding on to a snake, and there's darkness, and somebody tells there is darkness. But you have got a snake in your hand. I can see it. You say, no, I think it is a rope. Now, if you put on the light, immediately that person will drop. In the same way, when the attention gets enlightened by the Spirit, the first nature, innate nature of the Spirit is that it manifests absolute truth. You immediately become so empowered that you give up all those habits which are destructive to your life. Immediately. I've seen people giving up drugs overnight in London. Alcoholism, all kinds of things. I was amazed the way it's working. It's your own power within you. It's just there. It's existing. There's no obligation of any kind. It's just one enlightened candle can enlighten another candle. That's how it works. Every religion has said that you seek yourself. So there was nothing wrong with all the prophets, incarnations, all the saints. They all said the same thing. But we have missed the point. Everything has become either money-oriented or is an intellectual probing. It is through intellectual probing you reach a point where you realize that you have not reached the reality. So what should we do? And this is a very great gift of modern times, which was promised long time back. It's described already in our Puranas that at the time, these modern times called as Kali Yuga, the Parama Chaitanya or this all-pervading power will become active. Means there is Kruta Yuga, it will become active. And through it, thousands of people will get their realization. Even in the Bible, they have said that it's quite a limited number. John has written in his revelation, it's quite a limited number, but we have already crossed that. And so many people have to become realized souls. It's very important today, and it's so easy. Sahaja. Saha is with, Ja is born. Born with you is the right to become one with the divine, united with the divine, that is yoga. Yoga is nothing but to be united with that divine power. That's what yoga is. All other things are subsidiary. This union brings forth new dimensions on our central nervous system. As an evolution, we always develop a new dimension. By this, you develop a new awareness of collective consciousness, by which you can feel other people, their centers. Sitting down here, you can feel the center of somebody who is dead. Even you can feel his centers and find out what he was. Was he a realized soul or not? You can find out about anybody, whether he was a realized soul or not, sitting down here. You have to just think about it, put your hands. If you are a realized soul, you can feel on your fingertips what is the problem. And somehow, if you know how to correct those problems, you get rid of your own diseases and the diseases of others, your own problems and the problems of others. First, you enter into a state of mind which we call as thoughtless awareness. When you cross this center of agya, that is placed in the optic chiasma, you become thoughtlessly aware. You are aware, but there is no thought. It's what a blessing it is.
Well, let's go through the process of self-realization, which will help us receive all the benefits that Shri Mataji has been talking in that speech. To start with, we place our left hand on the lap. It doesn't move. And the right hand moves to different places. So there are 9 steps that we'll go through. First step is to take your right hand, place it on the heart. Next will be to take your right hand and place it on the left side of the tummy. And then next step will be to put the hand on the place where your leg meets the tummy. And then you place it back on the left side of the tummy. And then on the heart. And then on this area, on the left side of your neck, touching as back as you can, and move your head towards your right shoulder. And then you take the center of your palm, place your forehead, and bend a bit forward. And then you take the right, and then take the palm, place it on the back side of the head, and then lift your head towards the sky a little bit. And then in the end, you place the right hand on the top of the palm and move your head towards, move your hand in clockwise direction 7 times. For you, the clockwise will be start in the front, go to the right, back, left. That's the direction you would want to do. So press your hand on the skull and let the skin move, like a little nice massage. So when we do this, let's just keep our eyes closed. Both hands on the lap. Let's place our right hand on the heart. And you ask yourself a very fundamental question. Mother, am I the spirit? We often misidentify us with the roles that we play in life, with our work, with our relationships, and so on. But if you take all these layers away, what is left? The spirit. And this is what we mean when we ask, Mother, am I the spirit? Now we place our right hand on the left side on the rib cage. Mother, am I my own master? The whole world is busy telling us that we are our own master while sneakily taking control. So introspect. Mother, am I my own master? Now we place our right hand in the place where our leg meets the tummy, and we ask, in fact, we request very humbly, Mother, please give me pure knowledge. The difference between pure knowledge and just knowledge is, for example, when you read a book, you might not know, but it might be driven by an agenda. The knowledge that we are asking is a very benevolent knowledge, which is so pure that it can only help. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. And every one of these statements, please repeat it as many times as you feel is needed. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. You put your right hand on the rib cage again. And with full confidence and trust in the mother within yourself, you say, Mother, I am my own master. The same trust and confidence, you put your right hand on the heart and say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. You put your right hand on the left side of the neck. And say, Mother, I'm not guilty at all. Mother, for all the mistakes I may have done in the past, since it is the past, there is no point in me feeling guilty. So I do not feel guilty. Mother, I do not feel guilty. Now we place our head or forehead in our palm and bend a bit forwards. Press the forehead a little bit. You say, Mother, I forgive. I forgive everyone, including myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Put our right hand on the back of our head, lift our head towards the sky. Say, Mother, please forgive me for my mistakes in the past. Mother, please forgive me for the mistakes in the past. Now stretch your right palm, place it on top of the head, in the center on the fontanel bone. Move your hand in circles, clockwise circles, front, right, back, left. And when you do this, With sincerity and honesty, you say, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please grant me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. When you're ready, you can just bring your hand back to the lap and enjoy this calm state while the Kundalini is clearing all your energy centers and the channels. If any thoughts disturb you, you can request your Kundalini with a prayer that is comfortable to you, which basically asks for Mother Kundalini to help you in keeping your attention on top of your head. Mother Kundalini, please help me to stay in meditation.
we can slowly open our eyes. While your eyes are open, you can witness if you are in this same state you were in when your eyes were closed, and see how it feels. Sometimes, and especially in the beginning when we start meditation, and we never done that before, this state may be perceived as a form of tiredness, but over time you'll see that it's not the same. It's actually very different. There's a lot of calmness, and you are getting this. Your body gets really relaxed, and you get used to it, and you can see that it's very different than tiredness. Anyways, with time, this state can definitely get deeper. And before we maybe just go ahead with maybe a few explanations, do you have any questions? Anything that you felt during the meditation or while listening to the founder, Shri Mataji? Please share. Tell us how you felt. Or you can open your mic and express yourself as well. So just to make sure that you are not in, let's say, panic mode because whatever happened today, you think that you need to remember it. This is not needed, because over time you will learn and understand how it works. So basically today it's really the moment where you just follow along and see how you feel, because that's the most important thing. So there are, generally speaking, I don't think we received any questions, but usually we have a few perceptions that come back regularly from newcomers.
Emmanuel, I've got a question here. It
Oh,
says,
yeah.
hi, I'm still feeling the top sort of open. Do we need to close this off?
It's excellent. As you can see on the slide, just on the screen, the top of the head is the last center, the last chakra. This is where your own energy connects with the energy that is the same nature and that is all around you. And yeah, you can say now you're connected, but then what? Being connected, what does it give you? But first of all, it makes you a collective being, which means suddenly you have opened up a new instrument of yours that allows you to feel and also understand while feeling what's happening around you. You can feel it on your hands, you can feel it directly on your body. So your own instrument is now connected and works. So through meditation, somehow you receive a form of information, and that information comes as what we call vibrations. But it's excellent that the top of the head is still open while your eyes are open, because it means that information that you receive is not interrupted by either your ego, the sense of I, or your conditionings. And Therefore, your Kundalini has found a path from your first chakra all the way to the last chakra. And it's a great first experience, and it doesn't mean it's complete. There's one thing to understand is here that this energy is extremely complex, as we are as human beings as well, but in the sense that it has millions of channels and ramifications throughout our body. Its main channel, it's the central channel that is linked to what we call the present. So when the energy rises, when you just did the first experience for the first time today, or maybe last week or the week before, it's not the full energy that comes up through the chakras, because your body could not sustain that amount of energy. So as a mother, that energy knows where you are at the moment, and it will release she will release at least maybe one or two stream of that flow that compose what she is. And she will release those two strings, and those two strings will find their way up through the chakras, clear out a few things, and suddenly open up the last center for a little bit. And you might feel it a lot, because it's so far from what you have known up to now. And when that happens, it doesn't mean it's finished. It means everything starts now. And as a plant, you need to water it regularly, so that that plant can become a small tree, and the small tree can become a bigger tree, and etc., until that all that energy can be awakened in you. It's the next few strings of this energy that will come up will require you to show your desire that this energy takes more space within you. So that means you can show that desire by simply taking 5 minutes every day to meditate at home. You can go on our website. We have a knowledge base where you can find a lot of documentation on how to meditate at home as well. Do it as much as you can, basically, and that way the process can continue to happen. And yeah, you might be at work, walking in the street, talking to a friend, and feeling that state is still there, and it puts you in as a new. It's a new you. It's a new approach of who you are, and it's made for you to be enjoyed. It's the goal. It's for you to enjoy it and spread it around. Do we have another question, Vara?
No, that was the only one. That question was so good.
Yeah.
Got their answers. So we could have another 5-10 minute session, Emmanuel.
Yes, for sure. No.
Thank you.
Let's close our eyes again. This last session will not last for too long. It's going to be just a reminder that your hands are an instrument. your desire is also a very important one. So what we do in the beginning and at the end of each meditation, we don't do this process again. We simply tie our energy on top of our head and all around us. So there's 2 steps. The first step is your hand. I'll try and show as much as I can. Your hand will stay at where your body meets your leg. That's the left hand here, flat like a platter. And then your right hand will turn around it. So while it's turning, your left hand is rising along the central channel. And then when you arrive all the way on top of your head, then you can tie an imaginary knot. 1. So we'll do that again. So you start from where your body meets your legs, and with your left hand flat, and your right hand turns around it away from the body, and all the way up to the last chakra. And then you're gonna tie 2 knots. Then we'll do it 3rd time. And here we're going to tie 3 knots. 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, we have 3 channels. And here we express our desire to our mother energy, Kundalini, that all those 3 channels, past, future, and present, become one with the action of our Kundalini. The second stage of this movement is what we call protection or bandhan. So your right hand, you are going to use it because this is the action hand. Even if you are lefty, it's still the same. Your right hand is the action and the left hand is the desire. So left hand stays open and your right hand will come, and you are going to do like a bow around you. So go and back. So that's 1. And we are going to do 7 of them. So that's 2. Pass on top of your head. Yep, that's 3. Another one for the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. So as we have 7 chakras, this is the way to protect all our chakras with our energy that we just tied on top of our head. So close your eyes for a minute and put your hands open at the level of your heart and see what you feel on top of your head or in your hands. Witness, just see the state you are in. Acknowledge the awakening of your energy. You can simply say, address this energy within you by saying, Mother, I recognize your existence within me. Even if I didn't know you before. And you can ask your energy to show you the way. Mother energy, show me the way towards my self-realization, towards the better version of myself. And once this is done, you can simply join both your hands. and thank your energy. Thank you, Mother, to keep me in the present. So that's what you can do in the beginning and at the end of your meditations. And even if you just do this movement before going to work in the morning, or when you come back at home in the evening, and you do that as often as you can, it's going to work. It's going to help your energy feel that you have the desire to grow, and then you can see where it takes you and go deeper.
Thank you, Emmanuel. That's what we had for tonight. We hope to see you next week.
Thank you, everyone. Hope you had a good session. We enjoyed this one.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.